Coming up on Relatables.
Like, to me, if I ever have kids, which I probably will, the most important thing for me is probably seeing a smile on their face.
Fact.
Yeah, that's all I want. That's all I want from them.
True, yeah.
And to be a pro tennis player.
Jake and Artie, the Relatables party.
The Relatables podcast is hosted by myself, Waddy Clark, a.k.a.
Mummy!
And my partner in crime, Mr. Jake Craig, a.k.a. Daddy. Daddy.
I actually... Have you know how it's like this whole thing that sometimes girls during intercourse will say like, oh, daddy, like, you know?
Can you say that again?
Oh, daddy. You like that, do you?
Oh, I do like that, yeah.
But it's like sexy.
I do know that's a thing, yeah.
So it's like sexy.
Yeah.
Have you ever once thought to say, in the heat of the moment, like, Mummy?
I've never once thought that, and I've never once thought I wish you'd call me daddy.
No?
No, I'm not.
Have you ever been called daddy?
No, I'm not into that. Hey,
I'm trying to think of like, would it ruin the mood if a man, like if a grown man in the midst is like kind of grunting and hot and heavy, and he goes like, oh yeah, Mummy, like, that's right. I'd be lying if I said I haven't thought about it. I've never done it, but I have thought like, what if I was to just be like,
have you thought
Mummy
about doing it during the act?
Yeah, like not. No. Like, I've never thought to myself like I'm going to do it. I've always thought like, imagine if I did that.
Oh no, I've never thought of that. Even like I've heard people say like daddy in porn, and I'm always like, ugh.
It's one of those things that I use. It's almost like a thing I use when I'm trying not to prematurely
ejaculate.
Finish said session. Yes,
maybe.
And so I'm thinking like, imagine if it would ruin the mood, and then I ruin my own mood while the mood's still good.
The only time I think I could ever use it and get back to you, and you can never do this, is when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Because drunk sex is always fun. And you're having a giggle, you're throwing each other around. You're having a bit of fun, doing some random stuff because you both find it real funny.
Oh.
So I'm thinking, one of the 6 times I get drunk next year, mate, I'll let you know.
6 is a lot.
Yeah. I think I'm on like 4 this year, maybe.
6 is a lot for you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, well, maybe 4 this year.
Yeah.
Well, are you aiming for any more this year?
I don't know. I don't have anything in mind.
There's nothing coming up.
New Year's is coming, but I don't feel like drinking at the moment.
No, because the last time you drank would have been barley.
Yeah.
I'm still going. I think one of my New Year's resolutions for this year, the only one I remember, the other ones I don't really remember, I probably haven't stuck to them. But, sorry guys, but one of the ones I did think I remember saying was like, just because I think I can, I don't want a single drop.
I remember you said that.
Of alcohol touching my lips this year.
You don't want a single drop.
And not a single drop has touched them yet.
Yeah.
And not a single drop will.
On New Year's, if we're together, I'm going to pin you down.
I was going to say, like, if somebody accidentally fucking gets me, I'm going to be pissed.
I'm going to put
it's not my own doing?
I'm going to put some hand sanitizer in your mouth or something.
Fuck off. That doesn't count.
That's alcohol, mate.
That doesn't count. Oh.
Yeah, I remember you saying
full
that.
bullshit. So I think of all the ones I've ever done, no one ever.
I tell you what, you should add to
it.
your New Year's resolutions next year.
Yeah.
Call your girlfriend.
Call her Mummy.
Yeah.
In the midst of it.
Yeah.
Shit, what if she's into it?
Try something new. I don't know.
Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be hot.
Maybe it will.
I'll get back to you, mate. But, I mean, we started off a bit different than I wanted to start. I wanted to start off with another question, like last week. Yeah. Sorry, no, like last episode. I have another question for you. Not really for you, actually. I have a question for everyone listening and or watching. If you knew there were 5 other guys or girls out there right now that were each the perfect one for you, they would make you happy, and all they wanted to do was date you, would you leave the person you are currently with to be with one of them?
That's a silly question.
Well, it's not really a question for you.
Well, it's a question for anyone.
It's a question for anyone in a relationship, I suppose.
Yeah, well, why is it not a question for me?
Because I know your answer.
But I feel like that's going to be everyone's answer.
You reckon?
everyone who's in a happy relationship.
Yeah, because I think Beth sent it to me, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, I might write that down and just like use that one day. And
I'm surprised you didn't say like, yes, I would.
yes, but what it made me think was like, I don't think that anyone is perfect for anyone.
Oh, you went that way. I was going to say, I think there's obviously more than one perfect person for everyone.
Yeah, I think, there's more than one person for everyone.
Yeah.
100%.
So maybe not the word perfect.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone is like perfect for one like anyone really, because like every single person is like, I don't know, everyone's like a snowflake, because there's never been more, you can't ever find two of the same snowflakes.
I think you have to agree or have the same outlook on your core values.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's when two people align. And you can definitely disagree on the minute little things around the world and relationships and feelings. But I think core values, the things that really make your heart beat, have to be 95% the same.
95. That's a good, I mean, yeah, because some people go in.
Well,
I've heard you say plenty of times as well, have a list. You know, they don't have to meet everything.
Yeah.
But most of them.
I know. And in that list, like, for an example, like it obviously might be want to get married, have 2 kids, I don't know, have a house by 30, things like that. They're the core values that really make sense. But then on my list, I could have said maybe I like brunettes, but Cassie's a blonde. Like that's one of the minute things, a very simple example.
You can look past that.
Yes. Very, very, very simple example. But that's what I mean.
Yes. And maybe on hers, she was like, I like one that's 8 inches. She got 4.
Maybe on your girlfriend, she said over 6 foot. She got 5'11 and a half.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 can play this game, mate. 2 can play this game. But I really
6'1" in the right pair of shoes, mate.
Yeah, you fucker. I'm 6'8" in the right pair of shoes.
Yeah, whatever.
I was gonna say though, what percentage of relationships do you think? This is gonna be a deep question.
Yeah, go.
Stay in them because they're so deep in them when they're unhappy.
Percentage?
Yeah.
Wild stab in the dark.
Yeah.
50.
You're at 50.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked at a high number, and I probably wouldn't be shocked at a low number. I think any number is just not going to shock me because of I've been in a relationship that lasted like nearly 3 years, where it was like the last like 7 months of it, which is a long time, really thinking about it, is like there was like so many moments in that 7 months where I was thinking like, are we like I was like, this isn't like really working out. Like I was like, this isn't really working out.
Well, I know.
And I stayed because
I
it
know
was comfy.
stories and girls even who like plan their breakup like 3 or 4 months before, and they just stay in the relationship.
No, crazy you say that because I'm pretty sure. I'm not going to be like confident with this, but I'm pretty sure that it's not uncommon for a girl to almost go through a breakup
Before
while they're still with the person.
Yeah.
And then when they break up, they don't care.
Well, I think that's maybe a good trait that girls have is they emotionally detach from the relationship before the actual breakup, whereas guys are in it the whole time.
Yeah. And we, maybe because we don't like connect with our own emotions that well, and also we don't really like talk about in depth about our relationships like with our friends. We just kind of sweep shit under the rug for like as long as possible, whereas maybe a female who's more likely, I'm not saying she's definitely going to, but more likely to bring up how she feels about a relationship with her friends, and then also just like maybe think about it more, is more likely to do that. So they do go through this detachment breakup period before they even break up.
Yeah, I know.
Shit. So if you ever want to break up with someone, break up with them in your head. and then after a couple months, say the words and
add on that, actually say the words, don't do an action that will cause the relationship to break up.
Yeah, no.
We figured that out.
Don't do an action that will cause it to break up.
Yeah, which
Fuck,
is way
man.
worse. I was thinking, it's funny, probably not a great analogy, but you know how a lot of people stay in their job when they're unhappy because it's so hard to start again.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like so many people would do that in a relationship because it's so hard to start again and then open up to someone all over again.
It's hard and scary to start again, but it's also scary to be alone. Very scary to be alone.
Especially when you've been with someone going on like that 4 or 5 year mark.
Yeah, and it's
Get 'em.
also like, how do you give someone? The best advice I would give to anyone, because I guess I like actually went through it, was with someone for a long time, broke up, devoed, and then really just like stuck out being alone for a long time. And for me, at least, I would say that's like the best thing you can do. But also, like, some people, I don't know, get into a relationship again 3 months later and it works.
Do
How do you
reckon you were alone on your own accord or because no girls wanted you? Sorry, you teed me up so easily.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding, man. You're good looking, I swear.
I'm trying to think, like, there was a fair while there where I wasn't trying.
Yeah. I remember actually.
I wanted it to be handed in my lap.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. A couple of times it was handed to you and you were like, nah.
Yeah.
In my independent boy era.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was in my independent boss boy era.
Yeah, boss boy. I like
Boss
that.
boy. But no, I think, there was, I mean, I'm sure there was, I'm trying to think, like, there's probably times where I even tried and got fucking denied.
Well, bringing it back round circle to your question, if there's 5 other perfect people out in the world and you're in a relationship, and if you say yes to that question, obviously the answer to your question is actually you should break up with your partner.
Yeah, obviously you have emotionally detached already.
Maybe you're in that 3 or 4 month period before you break up.
Yeah, you could be in the midst of it and you don't even know yet.
All right, guys. Last week, or maybe the week before, Jake asked, and you guys came with the goods.
Love it.
He asked for your best group chat names.
Yeah, because we said ours.
Yes.
Ours are kind of shit.
Ours are drunky poos and shit. You can
CUNT.
Yeah. And I thought males went derogatory and girls went creative. But maybe
Really?
they're not as good as I think they are.
Oh!
Well, they're still great nicknames,
Okay.
but also kind of dirty.
Oh, they're dirty. Yeah, no, I reckon girls are dirty, man.
So this is best girls group chat names. First one is Whores and Chores.
Fuck, really?
Yeah.
What? What?
Next one, I didn't really get this one, but maybe you will. Satisfiers, Pros and Hoes.
Satisfiers, pros, and hoes.
Didn't get it, but I thought some of the listeners might, so I put it in there.
Satisfiers, pros, and hoes. I guess maybe the group like consists of people that are like yes men, yes women, like
Yeah.
satisfiers, and then there's pros at something, and then they have some hoes in their group. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it too deeply there.
Yeah.
Satisfiers, pros, and hoes.
Okay, next one. Best girls group chat names. Fanny Freaks. Keeping it going. Powder Rangers.
Whoa, that's a good one.
I think a couple people listening might like this one. Book Sluts.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. A little bit of smut books in there.
Best girls group chat names. Criminal Masterminds.
Facts, though.
Yeah.
Seriously, you don't want to be in that group chat.
I reckon-
if your name pops up in that group chat,
I reckon you do want to be in that group chat.
Why?
But your name doesn't want to pop up.
no. I say
Yeah.
your name should not be popping up in that group chat because
No.
you're done for.
I reckon that is the most relatable name for any girls group
They'll
chat.
find out where you live in an hour.
They'll find
Easy.
out your bank details, man.
Fuck me.
Okay. Hall Whores.
Hall whores.
Yes.
Yeah, good one.
I like that one.
Why do they all have whore in them? And hoe?
I don't know.
What?
Easy rhyming words?
Maybe.
Best girls group chat names. Homies that don't fuck each other. Must be happening a lot out there.
What?
And my last one, probably the worst one to be a part of, maybe, I don't know. Little booty bitches.
Oh shit!
Imagine thinking about like a group of like 6 girls, like, oh, let's come up with a group chat name. And
Yeah, like what have we all got in common? Oh shit! That's actually they're way more derogatory than I thought they would.
That's what I was thinking.
Wow.
Should we do the opposite as well next time?
Yeah. Butter boys.
Can we put that on the internet?
Probably not.
Oh, so wild.
Crazy. Nah, they're good. They're very good. All right, guys, we have a dilemma in this episode. You know what to do in the description of this episode and also in our Instagram bio. You can scroll down, find the dilemmas, go in there. They're all anonymous. This one is titled. I kind of like it when they're titled.
So do I.
Add some titles, guys.
Yeah.
This is called 3 Homes.
Oh.
And then it starts off with where I was born, where I grew up, and where I want to be.
Oh.
Hey, I'm telling you, this shit's like, she's sucking us in.
It's written a book.
Hey, boys, I think what you're doing with the podcast and how you're using your voice is really special and admirable. We need more guys like you. I just listened to the You Are Enough episode. 10 out of 10, by the way, and would love your input into my situation. My family and I moved to the Gold Coast from South Africa in 2013 when I was 10. I'm 21 now. And with that sacrifice comes a lot of migrant guilt. My parents' dream was that we'd all live on the same street, be a close-knit family, and when I have kids, they'd be active in their grandchildren's lives. They moved away from their own families to the other side of the world in the hopes that we'd have a future like those. But during and after high school, I was not happy in Queensland and decided to move to Melbourne for my uni degree. After 3 years of living in student accommodation and finishing my degree, it was time to move out and find a rental home with my friends. Melbourne is my home now. My jobs, my friends, and my boyfriend are all here. But my mother seems shocked and hurt that I want to keep living here, so far away. I am lucky to have financial support from them, but my mum is leveraging the fact that I don't have enough money to do this on my own, in addition to wanting to spend time with me and hoping I'd want the same to convince me to stay with her. But I need to go for my own mental health and happiness. It's hard because sometimes I like our complicated relationship is actually better when we're apart. But I don't want to have any regrets, and if or when there comes the time. Every time she asks me to stay, I feel like I have to break her heart all over again when I tell her I don't want to. I still want a relationship with my family, and I'll do what I can to fly back and forth between my 2 homes. But do you have any thoughts or advice that could help me out? Thanks in advance. Lots of love. And I think I think uni is just finished and she's thinking about now getting a rental there.
Okay.
Okay.
This is very interesting because it's a complicated dilemma, but a relatable problem where kids and parents have different thoughts and ideologies about how their lives should look.
Yeah. To be a good question is like, so, like, is it really fair for the parents to, I guess, leverage and or make her feel kind of guilty because they're like, you know, we want to be part of our grandchildren's lives and stuff like that. Like, it's not really fair because like this is her life.
I think it's fair for her parents to want their kids to be around them, but it's definitely not fair to leverage money at all.
No, definitely not.
It's very tricky.
It's tough, eh?
It's like, it's so hard for us. We got to put ourselves in the dilemma, in the person's head who sent it in. Mm-hmm. And like, because it's so easy just to say like, do what you want to do. Like, don't listen to your parents.
Yeah.
Like, fuck them off. Like, la, la, la. But it's also tricky because I'm trying to think, in Australia, the culture is so common to move away from your parents' house.
Yep.
And do your own independent thing as soon as you hit 18. Like that's Australian culture, but a lot of other cultures, like probably South African, a lot of other ones, are this family base where they stay together.
Yeah.
But I'm even thinking in like the economy, that's really hard to do and maintain that relationship close by, especially if you've got a nice suburb in the Gold Coast as an 18-year-old.
Well, yeah, like even where we live,
Yeah.
thinking about like the Gold Coast is, it's exactly the same. It's like where we live, at least, it's not like our parents were, they all admit they were lucky enough to get in while it was affordable. And now a lot of people that live here, their kids are not going to be able to live here.
Yeah. And so she listened to the 2 episodes. So if you haven't listened to them, one I talked to my dad and one Jake talks to his. And the takeaways were very similar but also different. So my dad was sick and he said he wants me to do what's best for me, but he also wants quality time. And Jake's dad said he wants him to do whatever makes him happy. But they both did say whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
And that's what you will value in the long run. So I think, although it's very tricky, I think every parent's baseline core values is for their child to be happy. And if your life is tenfold better in Melbourne, I don't think you should have a second thought about staying there, because you know for you, this is a better life that you want to live. And you shouldn't feel guilty for your parents' life and decision to live in Queensland when you live there, because in the end of the day, it is your life. As long as you're putting in the conscious effort to consider their feelings and make the trip as much as possible, I think it's completely fine to do what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. No, I think it's completely fine as well. I think that also reading it, I'm pretty sure she's made up her mind.
She's staying in Melbourne.
Yeah, she's definitely staying in Melbourne. But
it's also like simplify the dilemma a little bit. Like imagine she stayed on the Gold Coast, got a promotion in her job, had to move to Melbourne for an extra $30,000 a year. Like, would her parents be like, oh, no, we want you to stay here?
Yeah, or would they be like, no, congratulations?
Or is it because, like, she's done it on her own accord to study when she could study in Queensland theoretically? So I think
That's a good question.
Yeah, I think maybe, like, the strict parenting thing is so hard to grasp growing up.
Yeah.
We're lucky that we never really had to deal with it.
So, no, very, very, very lucky.
But I think you can always just put your best foot forward and your parents will hopefully respect that.
Look, yeah, I'm sure you've explained to your mum plenty of times that you're not happy in Queensland. I mean, you've got a boyfriend now.
I'm thinking like birthdays, like Christmas, Easter, family, sibling birthdays, cousins, anything like that. Fly there fucking 10, 15 times a year, stay there for a week each time.
I mean, also, who's to say, like, fuck, you might get sick of Melbourne in the year that you're not at uni because
people
you've
grow.
You got to work, you got to grow. It's an expensive city. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cold down there.
And by like you saying that you don't want to go to Queensland, I think you should voice to your mum or something, unless this is your opinion. But like we just said, me staying in Melbourne doesn't mean I don't want to come to Queensland in the future.
Yeah.
Like I need this for my development right now while I'm young, having fun with my friends, and I have a boyfriend who I love here. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean when I'm going to have kids, I don't know when that is. I might have to reassess my life and really value that family time more. Yeah, but right now for my personal growth, I need to be here. Which surely if you've said that to your parent, like they would understand. Like I know it's surely, but like it's easier said than done.
It's so much easier said.
Like it's just logical in my mind, but yeah.
It's so
because her core values right now aren't family. They're finding herself, which is what every person has to do.
I couldn't imagine living on the same street as my dad. Like at no point ever in my head have I ever thought like I want to live, a couple doors down from my dad. I bet you my dad wants me fucking a couple suburbs away from him. Well now a fucking quite a few hours drive,
Yeah, he'll be like, Dad, can I borrow the mower?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, no, I'm like, he'd probably love it if I bought their house next door, but
I think like within an hour and a half, 2 hours is like perfect. When raising a kid, when you're independent and by yourself, I think you should be able to be wherever the fuck you want to be.
Yeah, it's different, eh? I just think it's... I don't know. You love your mum, you love your dad, but...
I think it's slightly selfish what their parents are doing.
It's like, you can't have kids thinking that they're going to do what you want them to do. You have to have kids thinking like, they're going to grow up, be their own person, they have their own personality, they have their own set of morals, they are their own thing. They're not yours to boss around and until they're older. You know, it's
Especially we see this like money thing be brought into relationship, not as much in the family relationship, but more in the dating relationship where people use money as leverage, which is very, very unhealthy as soon as anyone does that. Because we've talked about it before. For some reason, it's an older fashioned thing to do, but men will be like, I earn the money. You got to clean the house. Which is completely unhealthy.
Yeah.
Which is sort of along the same lines like that. It's just like, I'm paying for your rent. You should be near me. Which is
weird. Yeah. Maybe
it's like a power trip.
Maybe you should say to them like, look, like if you can do it, if you've got a good job lined up or something, try and just say to them, I don't need your money. I'll work it out. Like, I don't know.
You should, but I also think it shouldn't come to that point.
I don't think
if they're offering,
I don't think that they should offer. Like, I would never, like if you came to me and said, like, can I please borrow $1,000? And I was like, yeah, like $1,000. I wouldn't like hold it against you. I guess it's the type of person I am. Like I wouldn't. It's hard. Or like think about this. Okay, you don't buy your girlfriend dinner, and then later on in the relationship bring that up.
No, that's very.
Why would I ever bring that up?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you bought me dinner, so now you should do this for me.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, no.
Well, I don't get it.
Weird.
I don't get it at all.
I also think that's a very common thing for older generations.
Yeah.
Yeah, where like, I did this for you, now you should do this for me.
True.
Which I don't think is very healthy at all.
I don't think is very helpful in a family setting. It can't be nice. No.
No.
And look, to be fair, your mum probably doesn't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
There's probably no, like, I'd say her mum doesn't want to hurt her, but her mum's probably just thinking like she just loves her and wants her where she is. And she's probably, that's just like the only way she knows how to do it. Like she's just struggling to accept the fact that you don't want to live near them.
Yeah. Which is tricky and easier said than done, but like.
The funny thing is like everything's like easier said than done, but I guess when you're in the situation, you kind of just have to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think just by having these thoughts, something good will come out of it and you'll live your best life. And hopefully your mum sees the light of you living somewhere else.
Yeah. Hopefully she sees how happy you are.
Yeah. Like to me, if I ever have kids, which I probably will, the most important thing for me is probably seeing a smile on their face.
Fact.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. That's all I want from them.
True, yeah.
And to be a pro tennis player.
Wouldn't be a bad thing to get into. Let me tell you right now, that wouldn't be a bad one to get into. Woo-wee! They make some money.
Stuff those team sports,
mate.
Tennis, golf.
They make golf, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I've thought this out, man.
Your retirement plan is your child becoming a professional sportsman.
I'll be coach, manager.
Have you watched shit? What's Serena Williams? What's that movie?
Coach Richard.
King Richard. Good movie.
Great movie, yeah.
Yeah. And
great movie because it worked out. If it didn't work out, they would have been fucked.
Well, here's the thing though, is like they are both appreciative of it.
Yeah.
They're like, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be.
It worked.
And look, it worked out. But like,
well, I made a video on TikTok the other day, and how many people do you think thought that about their kids and it didn't work out? And also, side note,
I feel like I saw this.
Yeah, it was on TikTok. I made a TikTok about it.
Keep going. I'm trying to remember what you said.
And then, so looking at those like documentaries, they show like highlights of Serena Williams and Venus, whatever, playing tennis when they're like 6 and all, which is great for the documentary.
Yeah.
But how much footage do you reckon is out there of these like delusional parents thinking they got the next Serena Williams, and it's just sitting like on this random lounge room?
That's what. Yeah, I remember watching that video and I was kind of like, whoa, good point. Like, I bet you my mum has footage of me doing shit, thinking like he's gonna be the next fucking. I go home. I go home to Canada every couple of years, and every time she talks about like, yeah, if you stayed here, you would have gone to university, fucking like scholarship and shit like that for ice hockey. And I was like, Mum, I wasn't that good. There was like 7 people on my team far better than me. Yeah. Like, I was like, fucking hell. I was also 11. How can you tell if someone's good or not by then?
That's what I mean. Oh, I think it's just the delusion of being a parent, and we haven't experienced that yet.
Yeah, like you just look at your kid through these gold lenses.
Yeah, literally.
Take them off every once in a while.
And some parents look through money lenses.
Yeah. Green lenses. Yeah.
Relatable.
Okay, Jake. Relatable topic that we often talk about is things that you can't prepare for when growing up.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like that's a reoccurring theme in different ways throughout the podcast.
Yeah. I've definitely never thought of it like worded like that.
Yeah, and growing up's such a weird concept because you're just like figuring it out day by day. No one really has the answers in your brain for your individual life.
Yeah, like the day you realize that your parents don't know all the answers.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, fuck, you are just living this life for the first time as well. Aren't you?
You idiot.
You are stupid.
But there's one thing that I still really can't grasp, but I really should be able to grasp, I think. And it's the fact that, let me play a little game with you.
Okay.
And everyone listening right now can think along.
Okay.
So when you were in primary school, think of your best friend.
Okay. Do you want me to go?
I don't want his name or anything. Just think about him or her.
Yeah.
Think about them or her and your relationship together. All right? Done. Now let's move to high school. Think about your best friend, relationship, everything you knew about each other. Maybe you've just finished school. Think about your best friend again. So you knew everything about that person.
Yeah.
You guys would talk every single day.
Yeah.
Now they're strangers.
Yeah.
Like it makes so much sense that they are because you grow, but also like I used to know that person so well. Like I knew everything about them. We used to hang out every single day. I knew their phone number off by heart.
Yes.
Now I couldn't tell the last time I've talked to them.
Fuck, man. I've never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what they're doing.
Just make you think. But I was thinking about it and like, it's funny because in high school, especially, I was definitely naive and I was thinking my mate's going to be my mates for the rest of my life.
Same.
And like, it's probably good to have that delusion in your mind. But thinking back at it now and also looking at my parents and their friends, definitely still have their friends. But I'm thinking like, especially now I've hit like 22, 23, the trajectory of some of my friendships are not what I expected.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them and I'm like, it's a little bit sad.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is actually quite sad, to be honest with you.
But that's just like life and accepting that, and it is the way things are. But for me, that's hard to accept.
Well, it sucks as well because I'm just trying to think like, so it's obvious. It's so common. So common. But I do think like the group that we had outside of school after it was over, like the group we got then, that was probably like the best one I'd say I've been in. And I mean, not that we're not friends, but we don't see like, I don't even think like the group, like we obviously don't see them that much, but I'm pretty sure they don't even see each other that much.
Yeah, I know. And
like we've all just semi-disbanded. I will say, so primary school, I was thinking of my best friend in Canada. And I do know that the group, like, so the group that I was in, I guess, when I was in Canada, they're all still friends.
Really?
They all still live in the town they grew up in.
So maybe some still do
And
work.
they're all still friends and they all still hang out. They all like play fucking like sports together, like beer league sports together. When I go back to Canada, they're all still friends. Like I feel like an outcast. I'm so different to them because of like the culture shock of
Hey, bud, I'm back. But I was also thinking like, so these people used to mean so much to us, but also we don't know what they're doing right now. So like a message really does go a long way sometimes, like especially for friendships, because I know some friends who weren't as lucky as us who have like a big group of friends who get to hang out all the time and they're a little bit isolated. So I was also thinking like, because they used to hold such a special place in my heart, you don't necessarily have to hang out with them.
Yeah.
But like just a message saying, hey, how are you going? Goes a long way the older you get. And I'm thinking when I'm 50 or something, or some people are 50 and they didn't get lucky and they're going through a divorce, their kids hate them, shit like that. I don't know. I feel like a message like that, like that's obviously the bad end of the spectrum, but a message like that could go such a long way.
It might save someone, you know?
That's
like,
what I'm thinking. And like, we're seeing some people like who we went to school with, the trajectory of their life, like I'm not being mean, doesn't look that good.
Yeah, maybe not.
And like, I'm not judging by any means, but like a message goes a really long way sometimes, I think.
Fuck. I've never thought of it like that, eh? Like, who were you best friends with in primary school? And
Like, and I'm
does,
sure
it
everyone still
changes.
follows him on Instagram.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of like the guy I was like fucking best friends with from like because I moved here in year 6, and so he was like year 6. He was like my first friend
Moved here from Canada.
from Canada to Australia in year 6, and he was my first friend. He lived like 3 doors down, and I'd just go there every arvo, like all like high school best friends. Like we weren't even like really in the same group in high school, but we were still like best mates. And yeah, it like the thing that happened with us was, I've said it. I don't know if I've told the story before, but we discovered like in our young years, you know, like late year 9, early year 10, like that summer, we both discovered like smoking weed, and you know, I did it. I just didn't really like I enjoyed it. Like it's funny, but I didn't get heavy into it. He got heavy into it, and we just stopped hanging out.
That's a great example of what I mean.
Yeah, like, and I mean, I don't know what he's doing now. I know he had a couple rough years. I'm pretty sure
I think he's good now.
he's on the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure he's got a good job. He's got like a missus, but all I have to do is fucking message him, and I bet you he'd just be like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, that's what I mean. I reckon that would be most of your friends' responses. Oh shit. Like my best friend through like primary school, like he even became like a family great friend. We went to like Bali and stuff together.
Yeah.
And we'll occasionally see each other, but like maybe once a year.
Yeah.
And like a message like, "Oh, hey, what have you been up to?"
Fuck, bro. I bet you would got, yeah, because I'm trying to think what would happen, like, if I got one.
Because they mean so much to you, or they did mean so much to you, it's not weird to message them either. And I think a message like that would bring a smile to anyone's face, which is so important and valuable the older we get in life, just because of how hard life is sometimes.
Yeah, fuck. Message your old friends, eh?
Yeah. That's
Unless they fucking did something dirty to you. But yeah, message
But most
your old
of the
friends.
time, literally, you just grow apart. That's the harsh reality of life. And that's one thing I was thinking about the other day. It's just like hard to accept that you do grow apart just because you take such different journeys in life. And that even though it's
it might be interesting to see who they are now.
Yeah. And you might rekindle some friendships because, I don't know, a period of time was like that, this and that. I'm sure a lot of people listening also, their relationships chose their relationships over their friendship, and now they're over. So maybe the friendships could come back.
Yeah, fuck, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. But one of my deeper thoughts.
No, I say message your friends.
Yeah.
Fuck, let's end it.
Good takeaway.
Sorry, I forgot to do this last episode, guys. Last episode we forgot. It's how to piss men off. The 109 things to say to shatter the male ego.
We
love
to shatter some men's ego.
We've done 2, and now we're on. Okay, so you say to a man, quote, "Oh, I saw that on Pinterest," and the explanation is so. You say this when a man talks about anything he's interested in, or shows you one of his tattoos. This is a great way to do 2 things. Number 1, drive a stake into the heart of his ambitions and originality. Number 2, get the words of the iconic stand-up "Come Dian Ali Wong" ringing in his head. If a man has a Pinterest, he's probably Pinterested in men. Fucking hell!
I was even going to say, like, it implies that he's basic.
Yes. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Whoa, I like that one.
I'm hoping that's a sign of things to come.
That's a good one.
109 ways how to piss men off.
Be no man's peace.
Yeah, we love it. All right, you know what to do. 5 stars, Patreon's there.
Facebook group. If you don't know what it's called, I mean, there's a link in description.
Yeah, be somewhere.
And it's called, if you're just going to go on Facebook and look up a group, it's called Relatables Baddies Unite.
Yeah, and like, honestly, there's a lot of things to do with the relatables, but right now, if you like that episode, maybe just yell, "Relatables!"
and message your friend.
Yeah, message your friend.